Okay. So, hi guys, welcome to the first ETHDenver 2022 in-person hackathon project demo session. This is Chris from DoraHacks. It's such an honor to be here and host you guys. This is the first time actually DoraHacks to support ETHDenver team. And in the end of the hackathon, we have 171 project submissions. They all did a very great job, and we are super excited to see there are 30 teams emerge from them as the finalist team. And today we have 3 of them with us, which are INDAO, 22222 Word, and BattleZips. So without further ado, let's welcome the first project, which is the INDAO to start. And remember, guys, if you have any questions during the session, please feel free to ask in our YouTube chat room. And thanks for joining us today, guys. And feel free to start when you're ready. Yeah.
Cool. Thanks for having me. So I will get started. Thanks DoraHacks for having me. My name's Leon, and this is INDAO. So to visit, go to indao.space, and you should have the screen right here. So I'll jump straight into it. It's pretty simple. You hit C to connect down here. Make sure you have MetaMask. So I hit C to connect. Connects with MetaMask, pretty standard. So I'm gonna hit next, connect. And once you're connected, you're dropped into this world. So the cursor is used to look around, and I can use WASD or arrow keys to walk around. It says welcome home, which I'll get back to in a bit. So I'm going to walk around, and you can interact with certain objects. So in here, I have this sink. I can interact by touching it, and it says this is a space sink. So I'll get back to that in a bit. You can also interact with different objects such as this one. So this is a hologram, which is actually an NFT. So I can interact with this, and it says loading skyship. So it's loading all of this information. This NFT here has certain properties, and it produces ERC20 tokens. So you can claim your tokens to level up your ship and kind of evolve this game. So if you look on the bottom, you have 3 options. You can mint, claim, and buy. In this case, I'm going to hit C to claim. So just give me a second. Let me hit C. And here's the claim function. So by claiming, I have 5 T-rays, which are ERC20 tokens. If I hit claim, I should have 95. I should have 5 more. So the number should change from 95 to 100. Let's give it a second. And now we have 100. So that's the whole crypto side. You can buy and sell, marketplace, all of that. But I wanted to take this a step further and think about, what else can I do with NFTs? So this is where the interesting part comes in. So on the top right-hand corner, I can hit Q to close. The interesting part is I wanted to make this game fit into a storyline. So this ship here, I forgot what the storyline is like. So I can go in here on my computer, and visit the storyline. So the storyline goes, due to the pandemic, all nuclear trade was shut down. This led to a period of extremely high tension between the Interplanetary Decentralized Autonomous Organization, the INDAO, and the Metagalactic Empire, Meta being Facebook. So this is an introduction to the storyline. You can interact with different objects in here. But the idea is this game represents what's been happening the last 2 years. So we just had a chat about COVID and lockdown. This ship here is a representation of lockdown. Right? You're being locked on the ship. And in order to explore the space, you must leave the space station, similar to how we left our homes to visit ETHDenver or different conferences in different fields. This is how you grow and you learn. So to do so, it's pretty straightforward. You just jump out in space, and you're dropped into this open world. So it's kind of geeky. There's like generative art, generative planets floating around every time you visit. It's completely random. But what's cool is that hologram that you saw before is actually a ship somewhere in space here. So in order to visit, you can explore the storyline. And the storyline here is early stages. And the last piece of this project is to create it, to make it a DAO. And the idea is you have these tokens and you can vote on expanding the storyline. So that's high level how this game works. You can see more information on the top right here. I can go B to build, So I can hit B here. And this kind of goes over how this game was built under the hood. And it uses an SDK that I developed called, you can go to gaming.chainsafe.io, and it basically connects game engines to the blockchain. So this is how it's done under the hood. You can also look into, I'm going to hit R to return home. You can also look at the high level concept. So this kind of follows an idle game. So the smart contract under the hood follows an idle game. Let me show you. Adventure capitalist. So when you hold NFTs, you can earn these tokens, and it follows quite unique tokenomics that I can go over later. But it follows, dual bond curve. So that's the geeky part. But what's interesting is the storyline. So that's kind of where the main focus of this project is. And that's INDAO in a nutshell. Thanks for checking it out.
Just a quick question. Just want to know, just like try to understand more about the project. So why do you guys choose the NFT and Metaverse at the time you decide to build the project, and also why you choose space topic?
Yeah, it's a great question. So the space topic is basically because the open world. Mm-hmm. On a technical level, it's a bit easier to generate planets in real time than it is to have like a 2D world where you're kind of walking around. So it's kind of backwards. So I did space first because of the generative art.
Makes sense. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Okay. Yeah. That works. Do you have like anything any other thing want to add here, or?
Yeah, so this project is pretty early. I mean, as we all know, this was done in like a week. It was a lot of work for 1 week, but what made it quick was the SDK that I mentioned before, gaming.chainsafe.io, is used to kind of connect game engines to the blockchain. So the idea is if you create your smart contract and you create your game, you can connect the two pretty easily in like a couple hours, and that's the whole idea of this project. Next step is to form maybe a community and kind of build a storyline, because the storyline is like very, very early. The idea is to have these tokens where people can come in, vote, and see how it unfolds.
Gotcha. Yeah, definitely a very good idea. It's like more decentralized way to build the projects with the community together, like it. And to be honest, I really like the whole designing, whole looking in the games, and really looking forward to see how it goes in the future. Yeah, thank you very much, Leon, for this presentation. And we're gonna move to the next project, which is 2222 point words, and we have Michelle with us. Yeah, Michelle, feel free to start.
Yeah, hey, hello, everybody. This is super exciting. Excited to be continuing to BUIDL some really fun stuff at ETHDenver. So I've been at ETHDenver every single year, and finally kind of made it to the main stage with this super cool project. We in 2020 won a DAO for textile, and they showed me a cool way of actually using IPFS to distribute our website. So I wanted to real quick show you. 222 World has actually been pinned at Pinata. There's a CID of it here, and then basically we use Cloudflare to just use a DNS link with the Cloudflare IPFS and just use that there. So that's how we're actually serving our website using IPFS and Pinata. So I thought that's pretty cool. This is a legit DApp. So what this is, there are all sorts of different interesting reasons why organizations have clubs. And we realized that we could utilize OpenSea NFTs, or really any NFT, using the LIT protocol to validate that somebody owns a ticket. So I created this kind of little world. Basically, there are 3 different levels of ownership. There's purple, there is gold, and there is red. So there are a limited amount of NFTs purchased, for sale for each of these different levels. So if you go click through here, you go to OpenSea. So you've got purple. There was only three NFTs for that. Gold, I believe there's only 3. Red, we actually had a few more than that. So that there's a total of basically 22 different ownership tokens. There's also one down here that's black that we'll actually talk about in a minute. So what's cool is we're able to validate if you own one of these tokens. So I've got in my wallet, I'm connected. These are all Polygon tokens. I've got it connected with my MetaMask address here. So what'll happen is here. Let's check out the console. So you can see we're connected to Lit, and what we're going to end up doing is generating a JWT to prove that we actually own this NFT. So I'm going to enter purple because I own one. So it's going to ask me to sign a transaction here real quick. Boom, I sign it, and boom, I am now able to access the purple section of 222 World. So if I clip over here, now this is a QR code. This QR code actually contains this JWT, which is a unique token that lasts for 12 hours, as far as I understand, with the Lit protocol. So we can sort of use that as a session token to prove our ownership. Now, so this QR code, what's cool is imagine now you're the door person at a club and you want to validate that somebody owns one of these NFTs. So let's go to our membership validator. You'll see that this is simply opens up a camera. Now you could use your phone and use the MetaMask wallet. So I've got my MetaMask wallet here. I'm going to visit 2222 World using the MetaMask browser here. So I do that, and I do the same thing. And now I generate this QR code here, and I'm going to show the QR code to the camera. Of course, this always works super awesome when I'm trying to demo it, but should work relatively quickly. Hopefully, if the camera will look at my NFT here. All right. As soon as it scans it, come on, baby. Well, what's going to happen is we're going to see that there's the NFT has the JWT embedded in it. Come on. I just need to get it to focus. I've had trouble with this every time getting in the demo because of the glare. Well, anyways, there it goes. Aha! All right, and success. So, okay, now we can see that JWT. We validated it, and if you actually go behind the scenes, that's been a validated JWT, and we can now we're now absolutely sure that this person owns this token. The next set of validations we can use is we integrated with My Colorado, and with My Colorado, I've got another app on my phone where I can connect the My Colorado app, and I can do a scan QR code and get a validation from the state of Colorado. And then I can check the ID. That will actually, when this will bounce back and return the fact that I am Mitchell Valentine and I actually am over 21. So now with these two pieces of information, I have validated that this person owns a token at this contract address that matches the contract address I expect. Then we have a valid JWT token here, and that's all valid. And so the next step is using the black card. We're actually sort of working on developing this right now. This will be ready before the hackathon is over. But if you own a black card, when you click here, you will actually connect, and it'll take you to a special page which you'll be able to connect to Tableland. And then imagine the door person now records that this token was recorded and this Colorado ID was recorded. And then they're going to generate a new NFT using Tableland to record that person actually arrived. And the access control for that Tableland will actually be if somebody owns one of the black cards. So what we've created here is a completely decentralized app that can validate ownership of these NFTs on OpenSea. So, and then you can also imagine, so if I'm a gold card member and I validate that I'm gold, I would be able to generate a, this account doesn't actually own a gold, so it won't let me in. Nothing's going to happen. Let's see, does this account own a red? No, it doesn't. So let's switch accounts here to 222 world, because that one actually owns a red. So now if we try to sign it, it should let me into red. Cool. I'm able to generate that QR code. This QR code has that JWT in it again, and we could do the same membership validation using this cool validator. So and so I can use my phone out at the club. I can validate that I own it. Then the club can validate that I own that NFT. And you have a decentralized ticketing system. And then we're going to, again, build out with Tableland and some cool textile, the ability to, create a decentralized table of the activity of those things coming together. So that's 2222 world. Now we're going to be building all sorts of interesting projects and making, adding different functionality to what kind of goes behind these, these magic doors, and what does it mean to actually own these NFTs. So that's how it works. Any questions?
Awesome. Thank you, Michelle. Yeah, just want to let you guys know that Michelle actually 6 years old ETHDenver builder so far, right? Yeah, very old time OG builders for ETHDenver events. Yeah, and a very general questions for you. Any like roadmap in the future about the project?
Yeah, I mean, this is something that we actually want to use in the real world. So there's we're definitely planning on implementing this, and we could, an organization could replace these different colors with anything you could imagine. So we're definitely planning on using this in some decentralized events. And creating different worlds, basically, that use this same pattern, and we're going to test it out. So this is, we're looking forward to building out the Tableland functionality in the back, so that you imagine a venue could keep track of, the person comes in the door, but then also they have a drink, and then maybe they get some reward points, or maybe they get, the table could track all sorts of interesting activities that happen within a venue. And then there could even be interactions that happen between different members based on, once they get into the venue. So, a gold member could interact with a purple member, and there can be an NFT that gets minted and recorded in Tableland based on those interactions as well. So there's a lot of really kind of fun ideas that we can use based on this. But what's really novel is this ability to have this cool token that is representative of your ownership of this actual NFT here. So this token proves that I am an owner of an OpenSea, NFT that actually exists at this contract address with this token ID on the Polygon network. And I can use that now as validation for, acting like a true ticket. I mean, so this, instead of, this replaces the standard ways of doing digital tickets and allows you to have a decentralized way of doing it. All you have to do is go create some NFTs on OpenSea, which if you do it lazy minting way, that's free, right? And then once somebody buys it, you basically get all the full funds for that. So, right now, if somebody comes and buys a red, that $22, I think I've listed them. Also, I'm selling them, but I think they're up for sale for $22 or 22.22 Polygon, but so it's right around $22. That money comes directly to us. There's not really much of a middleman. And what's also beautiful is, I can sell this red token to somebody else. They can now be a token owner, and they can validate in. And also there's a royalty that pays back to 222 World every time that happens. So, it kind of addresses scalping in a way in the future of, ticket sales. And so I think this is a really interesting new decentralized way to handle tickets. And we're looking forward to trying this out. Yeah. In the real world, we have some different examples. We're we'll be bringing this to the real world as we head into 2022. So
Gotcha. Yeah, this is awesome. This is awesome, and hope you guys gonna like expand to the whole United States and maybe globally. So like more people and more fans could get united through this type of the decentralized party. I would say, yeah, definitely looking forward to see how you guys going in the future. Yeah, thank you very much, Michelle.
Hey, really appreciate it. Thank you so much, ETHDenver. So awesome. Thank you for how you guys do at DoraHacks.
For sure, for sure. Yeah. Thanks again for Michelle's wonderful presentation. And we're gonna move to the next project, which is the BattleZips. And they have 3 guys actually for this presentation. And yeah, feel free to start.
Cool. Thank you so much, Chris. And thanks everyone for having us. So my name's Chris. We also have Ian and Jack on the call. And so the 3 of us built BattleZips during ETHDenver just a couple weeks ago. So before we get started, there should be a link that has been added in the comments in the stream on YouTube. If it's not there already, I can add that in. So for anyone who's following along, if they want to go ahead and jump into that GitHub repo, there you go. You can go ahead and clone this from home and play along. You can join us for a game of BattleZips. So real quick, before we get started, or as we're jumping into this, I would ask everyone to just reflect a little bit on why folks are so excited about zero-knowledge proofs. They're quite good, obviously, for privacy. They're better for scalability. They can be used for more secure Oracle mechanisms. When we were at ETHDenver just a couple weeks ago, it seemed like this is what everyone was talking about. But the conversation that we continued to have with folks was, but do you know how to deploy zero-knowledge proofs? And the overwhelming answer to this was no, unfortunately. So we participated in the impact track at ETHDenver, and the impact that we are targeting is getting 1,000 Web3 developers to know how to build with zero-knowledge proofs. So one of the most impactful onboarding experiences for developers in the space in the last 4 years with learning how to develop smart contracts was crypto zombies. So we built something like a crypto zombies analog for learning zero-knowledge proofs. And this is using a game that everyone's very familiar with, Battleships, but it uses zero-knowledge proofs to obfuscate where your ships are hidden. So to talk more about what is going on under the hood, I'm going to hand this over to Ian and then Jack.
Awesome. Excuse me. Hey, everyone. I'm Ian, and I'm responsible for the majority of the front-end work and Web3 subgraph integrations. So as Jack navigates to the home screen here, I'll just explain a little bit about what's going on. So you go to the home screen, and you're prompted with a few options. You can either host a game, so you're starting one yourself, join a game, so you join a game in a started state, or you can join a random game. And when you're joining a game from the list, all of those games are being fed in from a subgraph. Was the most efficient way to query the data we wanted and keep things decentralized. So right now, we're just getting the address of the user that started the game. Eventually, we're going to be added. So we pass in the address, and we can resolve an ENS name to an address. But yeah, right now, you can select an address, host a game. If you want to go back to the board real quick, Jack, and just explain a little bit about what's going on there. Awesome. So yeah, looking at the board state right here, this again is all being fed in from a subgraph. We're able to store the hits, the misses, and the way that's done, we're basically waiting for a user to confirm whether or not a hit's been made. Board state is being stored, or sorry, the ships are being stored in in local storage right now. We're currently gonna look for a more persistent, decentralized solution, but that's what's worked best for the moment. And this is all, the front end is all made in React, and was made majority during the week of the hackathon at ETHDenver. So yeah, that's pretty much a good run through of what the stuff going on with Web3 integrations in the front end. So I think I'm going to pass it off to Jack to explain a little bit more about the zero knowledge aspect of what's going on here.
Awesome. Yeah, so our stack here is Circom and Snark.js, and it is this wonderful stack built by Jordi Bellina. And it's a completely open source SDK. Macy, Tornado Cache, Semaphore, all of those primitives are written in Circom. And it's kind of got this community and trust established with it. So entering the space a couple of months ago, the zero knowledge space a couple of months ago, it seemed like the right pick to me. Going through it, I wanted to figure out exactly how to build an application, and BattleZips was the ultimate hello world for zero knowledge. What we've done through to ETHDenver 2022 is we've built the privacy portion of that. And what we still need to do is introduce the scalability, because at least in my opinion, the biggest value comes from the scalability, that 10,000x gains you can get. What we need to be doing in the future when we go and kind of do a kind of grant cycle to continue the construction of this is creating state channels that allow us to pass the state back and forth. As we're exchanging these proofs, we're exchanging them on chain. What we would like to do instead is exchange proofs between two clients and then stuff all of that into a Merkle tree and zip it up, hence the name BattleZips. And then that entire thing happens on chain without really the concept of a sequencer. And this is all on L1. So to us, it's super interesting what can be done, and it's really not that hard. So what we're trying to do as well is build kind of a little bit of a series of how we constructed this ourselves, and put that on YouTube, and as well in like a crypto zombies type application. And like a lot of the people who have pioneered this technology just simply don't have the time to maintain properly the documentation required to expect Web 2 people to be able to use Web 3 libraries. And Circom and Snark.js are really, really, really close. And we really want to encourage people to start using it. So we want to use these courses and this web app to kind of contribute to fueling more natural adoption of the Circom SDK. And I think, are there any questions?
Thank you very much, Chris, Ian, and Jack for the sharing. And we could obviously see the ZK topic is one of the huge topics for ETHDenver for this year. There are many topics building upon the ZK knowledge, the zero knowledge. And just want you guys to know that actually DoraHacks is also very like a big believer of the ZK knowledge. We use Macy to voting, which is actually the very first time the massive adoption of the Macy use case. And we would definitely personally, I'm not a tech guy, but our founder would actually absolutely want to talk with you guys more about how to implement more ZK knowledge into the real use case in the future. I would say it's definitely a very smart action to build a project as a game form to let more users to interact with the ZK stuff. That's it. And maybe just general questions. Any future roadmap about the projects?
Yeah. So again, in my humble opinion, the privacy stuff is cool, but it's not really what gets me out of bed. The stuff that is super interesting is the scalability. And we're not really like coming up with anything new, but we are stringing together state channels and a roll up essentially. And we don't really have, as far as I know, I'm still just, studying in the space, but as far as I know, we don't have any concept of sequencing or what is kind of like there have been analogies drawn between sequencing and roll-ups and block production on a blockchain. There is nothing like that because it's truly peer-to-peer, the state channels that we're doing. So we need to do that. And then again, we put out a video showing how to build this because we don't have that production build up. And also kind of as a tiny taste of what kind of content we'll be delivering in the future. It'll basically just be a VS Code Ubuntu development environment where we go through and construct this entire application from scratch. And just like, if you want to know how to build zero knowledge, but you don't have any clue where to start, the idea is that you can just start at the start of this YouTube series. And it's not going to be a short YouTube series for sure, but it'll go through everything it took to build this, which will end up again with zero knowledge in your application, which this blob of data right here is.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, this is fantastic for all the merging topics from the very fresh industry actually, and I believe the industry need more builders like you guys trying to contribute without needing the rewards in the future. But that definitely, I believe you guys will doing great in the future on whatever you guys are trying to build.
Yeah. We're just we're doing our best to aggregate the tools that are already out there. If there's anything that people take away from this, it's that the tools are there today. It's really just that the knowledge is kind of hard to figure out. So if you can get over that hurdle, the software is definitely ready.
Yep. Yeah. I guess that would be it for today. Thank you, Chris, Ian, Jack again, and also thanks Michelle and Leon for all the wonderful presentation. I believe this is a very good start for the ETHDenver project demo. And I will also thank for all the audience to participate today. And if you haven't followed the DoraHacks YouTube, please make sure you do that so you won't miss out any of the upcoming workshops or project demo sessions like today's. And I hope you're all doing great in the future and happy building. Thanks for joining us today and have a good one.